Hello, this is John Schultz. I'm your West Region Safety Manager. Uh, I will be presenting you the Toolbox Talk today as Jason Myers is out on vacation for a few days. Today's topic is going to be on slip, trip, and fall prevention. We'll also add a little bit of preparing for winter weather in there as well. Here's some statistics for you. Slips, trips, and falls are one of the leading causes of injuries in the workplace. According to OSHA, slip, trip, and fall accidents cause 15% of all accidental deaths and are second only to motor vehicle accidents as a cause of fatalities on the job. These injuries can be life-changing for the employees who suffer them and their families. These types of injuries are also very costly for businesses. The average slip and fall injury costs a company roughly $20,000. That's per injury. What are the causes of slips in the workplace? Recognizing and addressing the hazards that cause these incidents should be a focus in our places of business. Slips happen when there is too little friction or traction between the footwear and the walking surface. Common causes and contributing factors of slips are wet or oily surfaces, spills, poor weather conditions, loose unanchored rugs or mats, flooring or other walking surfaces that do not have the same degree of traction in all areas. How do we prevent slips and falls from happening? First and foremost, the number one is always going to be practicing good housekeeping. Pick up after yourselves. A clean house is a safe house, always, 100% of the time. Make sure that you're picking up after yourself. You spill something, clean it up. Keep walkways and paths clear of water, snow, ice, oils, etc. To reduce slippery conditions, your dig site should be free of trip hazards as well. We recently had a customer, while backing up, walking and backing up, tripped over a pipe that was next to an excavation and ended up in the hospital for that. We need to be mindful of this, not only watching out for ourselves, but watching out for other people as well. Place signage or barricades around areas that are slippery, or if someone has the potential to trip or fall. This is why we require caution tape around all of our dig sites now. Secure your floor mats or other materials that need to be on the ground so they do not shift when individuals walk on them. Wear proper footwear for the conditions. Good tread makes for better traction. You wouldn't wear tennis shoes to a construction site, right? I would hope not. Over 42,000 workers are injured annually due to fall accidents. That's more than one injury every 2.5 minutes. This number accounts for 17% of the lost time injuries that were accepted by workers' compensation boards. How to walk on ice. It seems kind of ridiculous, right? A lot of us forget um, uh, as we're stepping outside of a door on icy or snowy conditions into a parking lot. I've been a victim of that myself. Um, so cold winter weather and its sub-zero temperatures affect driving and walking conditions. For those of you who are trying to avoid slipping and falling, the county health department provided these suggestions on how to walk on ice. In the diagram to the left, you're going to see that normally we walk, when we walk, our legs' ability to support our weight is split mid-stride. As you can see, both legs are split mid-stride. In diagram 2, walking this way on ice forces each leg to support the weight of the body at an angle that is not perpendicular to the surface of the ice, resulting in a fall. During icy conditions, on the right here, you got to keep your center of gravity over your front leg. One animal that has figured this out is the penguin. Short, small steps, and sometimes shuffling along, keeping its center of gravity over its feet. This is what you want to do. Keep your center of gravity over your forward foot, smaller steps, I even suggest shuffling as you walk. to prevent a slip or fall. Let's talk about driving on icy roads. Um, if there's ice and snow, you got to take it slow it down. Each year in the U.S., there are over 1,000 deaths and 100,000 injuries due to vehicle crashes during winter weather. Um, First step is before you even drive your vehicle, clean it off. Snow, ice, um, flying snow and ice from cars causes accidents. Um, you keep a scraper and a snow brush in your vehicle. If you do not have one, ask your GM to get you one. You have to clean off your windshields completely before driving. I've seen a couple of these in Motive where there's just a little hole in the windshield where you just scraped off just enough to get in the car and go. That's not acceptable. That's unsafe for everybody on the road, including yourself. Clean off the entire windshield before you start driving. That includes the side windows, your side view mirrors, and your back window. Keep it slow. Don't use cruise control in these kind of conditions. Roads can be slick even if they just look wet. Black ice is more prevalent this time of year as well. Um, if it looks wet, it could be black ice. Be mindful of this. Leave extra distance between vehicles. We'll talk more on that on the next slide. Stay especially far away from snowplows. Stopping distances. This is the brakes applied at 35 miles an hour for each condition. So at 35 miles an hour on dry surface, on a dry pavement, 250 feet it takes to stop. On wet surfaces, it increases to 290 feet. And on snow-covered surfaces, it increases to 410 feet. Now with ice in the mix of it, it increases to 615 feet at 35 miles an hour. This is why it's so important to slow down in these types of conditions. You will get there, and in one piece. I can't stress this enough, inspect your vehicles. Everybody is required, since you drive a company vehicle, to inspect your vehicles at least weekly. In these types of conditions, I expect certain things to be inspected on the daily. What are those things? Check your tires. We recently had an incident where a gentleman slipped off the road during that heavy snowstorm and ended up in a grassy median um, on a 4-lane highway. Check your tires. He was driving on bald tires with some belt exposure. Um, you have to check your vehicles. It is your responsibility to inspect them. Check your tires. If they're in bad shape, let your GM know so we can get new tires put on that vehicle. Do you have an emergency kit in the vehicle? I'm not talking about a first aid kit. I'm talking about a flashlight, jumper cables, extra blanket, extra coat, something that cold weather emergency kit um, could go a long way if you're stranded on the side of the road. Headlights, taillights, brake lights, turn signals, all of these things need to be cleaned off, brushed off with your windshields, windows, and back window. Make sure that they're all in proper working order. Make sure your turn signals are working correctly, and also make sure your four-way flashes are working. If they are not, again, contact your GM and get the thing fixed. We can't have you out on the road with defective equipment. Wipers. You got plenty of fluid in the reservoir. Wiper fluid. Check that. Top it off if you don't. Um, we use more fluid in the wintertime than we do at any other season, just because of the slop that gets thrown up on our windshields from other vehicles. With the salting and the mud and the grime from other tires, it gets thrown up on our windshield. They get dirty really fast. So make sure you keep plenty of fluid in your wiper reservoirs. Is your heater defroster working properly? Is it heating up? Um, Again, contact your GM. Let them know about these things right away so that way they can get it taken care of. Okay? If you have any concerns or questions, as always, my information is here on the left, and Jason Myers is here on the right. Um, take your phones out, open up your camera app, scan it, um, tap your screen, and it will pull up contact info. This will go automatically save to your contacts. Our email and our phone number is with that. Um, if you see something unsafe, please report it.